Hi there, it's Sam from pootles.co.uk. Thank you very much for joining me today. Today's project, we're going to be working on the fly. I made this project, and if I cover up that bit, I got to this point and thought, I actually don't know how to finish it off. So I went to Facebook because, you know, ask all the people who will know, and so I went to my Facebook business page and asked people. Now lots of people came up with suggestions. They put, you know, suggested design series paper on here. Somebody suggested heat embossing, which I did. I would recommend not doing it after you've built the bag, but I did that, and quite a few people suggested glimmer paper under this part. So rather than remake my sample, I thought I would show you my process of how I do the measuring just for this part. Obviously I've got the box already, all my notes written down, so I'm going to go with some glimmer paper under here. So I'm also going to have to put my glasses on because it's one of those kind of days today. Oh, that's better, I can see the monitor. Right, so this one's made with Wisteria Wonder, and it's lovely. It's just a nice little bag. This will slide off and it'll open up, and yeah, it's cute. I like it, but yeah, without that, it just didn't look like it was completely finished off. So yeah, right, let's make it. So that's Wisteria Wonder. This is Perfect Plum. So you need a piece of cardstock that is 8 by 11 inches, 20 by 28 centimetres. I'm going to score on the long side first at 1.5 inches, 5.5 inches, and 7 inches. Is that right? Yes, that is right. This is what happens when you film forever. You make stuff and then you film 3 weeks later. 4, 14 and 18. On the short side, we're going to score it at 1.5 and 6.5, which is 4 and 16 centimetres. Now, I forgot to write this down actually. You need to score at the midway point. So the midway point of 1.5 is 3/4 of an inch. Score it all the way down, and that would be 2 centimetres. And at this point is going to be, that's 7.25, which is going to be 14 centimetres. I need to write that down on my notes. What did I say? 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 and 7.25, which would be 2 and 14 centimetres. This is what I do. This is what I work off. Okay. I don't carry all these numbers in my head. I'm not that good. Okay. Right. These deeper ones, these ones that are closest to the edge, they're going to fold in off on the sides there. So don't worry about those at the moment. It's these ones that are closest to the middle, and those three we're going to work on first. So fold those up. And that one. And then fold all of these over. And let's start cutting bits away. So this part here, we're going to cut into, because this is going to be this part, which is going to fold in. And this one, we're going to get rid of completely. So let's do that. So we'll cut those and mitre in a bit. And then get rid of this one completely. So that's one side, and I'm going to do exactly the same on this side. My camera does not like Perfect Plum. I'm looking at it and it looks really fuzzy. But I haven't changed the settings. I never change the settings. This is my, the camera I use for filming is exclusively for filming only. I do have another camera that I take my photos with. I would film with that if I had time to learn how to film with it, but I don't, so. So I never changed the settings on this, but so it definitely doesn't like Perfect Plum. Right, this bit, you're going to see how it's coming together. That's going to fold over, so I want to punch into this. Now, I love our border punches, and they are the same open and close, but what you've got is a guide here. So when you start punching, you push your cardstock in until it will stop there. And I generally tend to start not slap bang in the middle of the bit I'm punching, but over to one side. So there's all my little stars. And then these parts, and I hope it's going to show up on camera, you slide along until your holes match up with the stars. And there is a part where it will go, oh, that's where we go. And that's that one there. And you punch again, and oh, look, I've got a bit more to do there. So you just slide, there we go, until it all lines up. And that's how you get this constant pattern, but you don't get bits overlapping, because if I just went randomly, no, my luck, I'd probably chomp into, I'd have broken styles and all sorts. There we go. Right, so let's measure this bit, because I want to get some glimmer paper, and I've got a whole brand new sheet, 12 by 12 glimmer paper. So let's have a measure of this. So this is 1.5 inches by 5 inches. And what's that going to be in metric? That's going to be 4 centimetres by 10 centimetres. Is that right? No, by 12. So I want my glimmer paper to sit under there. So do I make it exactly the same so it marries up underneath, or do I make it, do I put it so it's the whole piece on here? I'm not sure. Let's have a look. Do you know what? Let's build the box and then we'll come back to that bit. That might be easier. Okay, so adhesive on here. Oh, not the mitered bits. So these tabs are going to stick in. Where this star part is actually, these ones are the back of the box, so this is going to come round. So get a whole load of adhesive on here. Yeah, I reckon if I build it, it might be easier. Line up the bottom and on this side as well. And then when you line this up, these score lines will match those score lines and it will all fold in perfectly. And so when you go like that, they all fold together. Clever, huh? Oh no, there's the house phone. Okay, it'll go off in a second. So that's going to come round. Now the question is, do I want that under there like that? Shh, phone. I don't think I do. I think I just want it under this part. I do. I'm going to make this 5 by 1.5 inches, so exactly the same size as that. Let's move that and grab this. So 1.5 inches is here. Look at this, I'm hacking into a great big sheet of glimmer paper. Put it the wrong way up. That's my tip for you. When you're cutting glimmer paper, have it the wrong side down. When you're cutting on a trimmer, that is. And you don't dull your blade then. Oh, they're ringing the house phone as well. Oh, sorry, they're ringing my mobile phone. It's just sat to one side on silent. And I can put that under there. Oh, yes. Perfect. So, little squidge of adhesive there. Let me find my towel. Oh, let's just throw it about. A big of it there. Line it all up. Oh, lots of people suggested this glimmer paper under here, so thank you everybody. That was a really good idea. Loving that. That's so cute. Oh, and it slipped. There we go. I think that's stuck now. Oh no, it hasn't. Ugh. I'm gonna have to make that last a little bit longer, aren't I? Hold it a bit longer. Talk amongst yourselves. This is kind of like live crafting, except it's not live. A blooper-filled video, but you know me, you get all my errors, warts and all. So let me find a big block. I like to do this like this. Just hold that down for a second. So I'm going to come in with my silver ribbon. This is satin ribbon, love it. We've got silver and we've got gold. Maybe I should have done a gold version of this to have the whole different, but I kind of liked it with the silver heat embossing, but yeah, definitely don't emboss after you've built a box. You know, emboss first. Right, do we think that's stuck now? Yes, that's now stuck. Oh, and I've slipped it. Let's just trim up. There we go. Right, so my ribbon, bring your lid round. Phone ringing has really thrown me. Bring it round. Tie a bow. It wants to pop open now. It's just that kind of a day, isn't it? I've just tied my finger into that bow. Wibbly bow day. But that, I think that is definitely, I think it definitely requires the glimmer paper, which still hasn't stuck. I'm going to have to come back and fix that. Maybe you lot can suggest some different glues to stick glimmer paper down with. But it's cute, it's pretty, but it definitely, this as a plain box needed something. I felt it needed something. So, thank you everybody for giving me your thoughts when I posted this on my business page. I do like to ask for your advice and your opinions because they're very valid. And I think that this was a great joint effort to get that glimmer paper behind. I will tidy up that bow though before I take the photos. Thank you ever so much for joining me. Hope to speak to you soon.